calling Liberty Stay Concierge. This is Myra. How can I help you with your stay today?
Hey Myra, how's it going? Yeah, I have some questions. We just got into the Airbnb and we're looking to see if there's more washcloths. We have a couple of guests with us, so we're gonna only see one washcloth in the drawer.
Gotcha. Thanks for letting me know. You can find extra washcloths and towels under the sink in the second floor bathroom. Let me know if you need help with anything else. Did that answer your question?
Okay, that's good to know. Now, what about trash? What day is trash day? I didn't see that in the welcome guide.
No problem. Trash day is Friday. Just bag up the trash and place it at the curb before 10 a.m. on Friday. Anything else I can help with?
That sounds good. And is there anything I need to know before we head out of the space when we're locking up?
Yeah, totally. When you're heading out, just press the button at the top of the keypad and then turn the lock to secure the door. Super easy. Anything else you want to check on before you go?
That sounds good. I appreciate you.
Of course, happy to help. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Have a great stay.
AI voice agents are the new employees for your company. The technology from the large language models and infrastructure provided by platforms like Vappy, Retell, and Bland AI are ushering in a whole new wave of customer and client experience. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can go about building your very first functional voice agent, strategy around prompting, how to get it to sound more human-like. And this is going to be the first video in a series of videos on building AI voice agents. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and let's get right into it. So if you watched the previous video that I did on voice agents, then you know that I explored this space heavily back in 2024. And the difference of quality between where it was at last year and where it's at today, it's literally night and day. And it's very fitting because this has been proclaimed to be the year of the agent. And we're really seeing that. The platforms, Manus, GenSpark AI, Flow with AI, Operator Agent, Deep Research, Deep Search, all these companies have different variations of search, the browser agents, and the list goes on. However, voice agents and an AI voice over the past few months have really taken flight in just the quality when it comes to latency, when it comes to the ability to communicate. And a large reason for that is because of how much these models have been improving and the cost of these models going down for tool calling, function calling, which is basically being able to use third-party platforms or call outside of platforms when you are engaging in a conversation. So if you are looking to book an appointment on a calendar, or if you're tasking an agent to go and search the web and bring you back information, or if we're asking it to write you an email. Now, these voice agents, the use cases that they are very practical for includes answering general questions for your company, FAQs. So we're talking like customer service, customer support, and also schedule, like appointment scheduling. And it can do everything from schedule the appointments effectively to cancel appointments, reschedule appointments. And then when you connect it with your operations, whether that be your CRM, whether that be other modes of communication, you might connect it via text so that SMS messages can get sent out based off of what was communicated via the call. That's when you're able to really connect these voice agents to the company in a way where it really becomes a part of it and sort of is now able to serve as a front door. And so many businesses have calls that are coming in all day, especially if you're high in demand or you have a small team that is managing a lot. And by having a voice agent embedded into your business, you are not able to capture a lot more of that value, generate more business, and also create a more quality customer or client experience. So with that said, I'm going to do an example of a voice agent for a short-term rental property. Think Airbnb. I'm using Retell AI. And so for those who aren't familiar with Retell AI, I mentioned it earlier in the video, you've got Vappy, you've got Retell, you've got Bland, you've got other voice platforms as well. However, those three are really great from a development standpoint and connecting them to the rest of your tech stack. And so retail, which is what I'm building this with here, and I like retail most because it has a more user friendly user experience. With retail, within the main dashboard, you're able to create numbers. So you can add as many phone numbers as you'd like. And each phone number is $2 to purchase. You can also add SMS, where text messages can get sent out after your agent is done with a call, or even while a call is happening. A SMS message can send out based off of what is being asked about, and then the knowledge that you provide the agent with. And then there's other functionality here, like being able to verify the phone number so that it's not marked as spam likely. That's more so for an outbound use case, and or branding the call so that if it's an outbound use case, your name is coming up on that caller ID. In this scenario, we're talking more inbound, so that doesn't apply so much. But retail has a bunch of different functionality. You can do up to 17 calls at once, concurrent calls. The billing and the numbers are very well presented, so you have a real gauge on everything that's going on, whether it's within your business or your clients' businesses, depending on the case you're building this for. But let's just go right into building out an agent with retail. So I'm going to pull up the agent that I did. This is short-term rental assistant, and here is the system prompt that I created for. This system prompt is very similar to, like, if you're prompting with, say, a chat GPT, and you're tasking it or querying for it to do something. The first prompt that you include is that system prompt, where you're kind of giving it a role. You're telling it who exactly it is, or who exactly it should act as. And so in this case, it's a short-term rental assistant. Now, the prompt itself, I used this prompting guide that I've created. Shout out to Mark Tomlin. I built this guide out based off of his prompting guide, and made it a little bit more tailored to how I like it. And this guide, which is a very comprehensive guide that will provide instructions to an LLM to create the system prompt for you. So I literally take this guide, I copy and paste it into either a Google AI Studio or a Chat GPT, and I prompt for it to create the system prompt for the particular kind of voice agent that I'm going for. So in this case, it's a short-term rental agent. So for the instructions, between where it says insert all relevant data here and end of data insertion there, you want to put details about your company or your business that this is being built for. And so it may be products or services, it may be particular knowledge base, maybe FAQs, different information from your business or for what this case is that you can provide to the AI in preparation to create your system prompt. And then once you've created your system prompt, you can paste that into the agent studio over here. Now, you have different large language models that you can use, everything from GPT-4o to Gemini. I'm currently on GPT-4.1 because it has a faster latency, and you can actually just change the elements of how the voice shows up or operates. I pretty much keep everything on standard, but the voices that I've tested out a bunch, and the ones that I'm currently liking, Myra is really good, Grace is also good, and Monica is one I like a lot. I feel like Monica can give like a real authentic sort of vibe, sort of just standard practices in order to make the agent be a little bit more impressive than like a typical voice agent. So I added these phrases such as use contractions, slip in casual fillers every other sentence. So if it's saying that's more human-like, right? It's not going to talk perfect, or it's not going to talk just complete. Keep responses concise. And when you put in that system prompt, you want to test it out a couple of times to see how you like it, to see how well it flows. And so this is an example for like an FAQs. And I just put this is a demo scenario. I just put a couple of cues here. But if you're doing this for your company, this is going to be a lot more extensive and based off of a knowledge base for your company. I put some sample data here based off of the instructions that I created. But again, like if you have a knowledge base for your company, so that first step is then be to have a knowledge base for your company that you can input into this guidance for the user here. And these voice agents, they actually have a place where you're able to add a knowledge base. But the thing about it is, a lot of times, and this is pretty much the consensus in the industry right now, which is that the agent tends to do better when you copy and paste a knowledge base into the system prompt rather than adding it separately. Because what's going to happen is, if it has to go retrieve information from the knowledge base, it could create latency, so it's not answering immediately. It's easier for it to retrieve information from the system prompt than it is from having like an outside dedicated knowledge base, unless you have a very very extensive documentation. In that case, then you may want to put that information in the knowledge base. So in future videos, I'm going to talk about some of the different functions, like checking your calendar, booking calls, so creating appointments. And then I'm also going to do videos on how to add new functions that don't exist here, like how to cancel appointments, how to reschedule appointments. And so we're going to start with this as the agent, and I'm going to test it out.
Hey there, thanks for calling Liberty Stay Concierge. This is Myra. How can I help you with your stay today?
Hey Myra, how's it going? Yeah, I have some questions. We just got into the Airbnb, and we're looking to see if there's more washcloths. We have a couple of guests with us, so we're gonna only see one washcloth in the drawer.
Gotcha. Thanks for letting me know. You can find extra washcloths and towels under the sink in the second floor bathroom. Let me know if you need help with anything else. Did that answer your question?
Okay, that's good to know. Now, what about trash? What day is trash day? I didn't see that in the welcome guide.
No problem. Trash day is Friday. Just bag up the trash and place it at the curb before 10 a.m. on Friday. Anything else I can help with?
That sounds good. And is there anything I need to know before, we head out of the space when we're locking up?
Yeah, totally. When you're heading out, just press the button at the top of the keypad and then turn the lock to secure the door. Super easy. Anything else you want to check on before you go?
That sounds good. I appreciate you.
Of course, happy to help. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Have a great stay.
All right, so I did what it needed to do. That's how it sounds, and that's these voice agents on a basic level having that communication. Now, there's a way of being able to connect these agents to your CRM. So I'm actually going to go to my Airtable database. You'll see right here, this just popped up, which is the transcript. So you'll see the transcript here where I'm referencing the Airbnb. There's a call summary, and then I can actually even re-listen to the recording as well. And so that went straight into my Airtable database, and it happened because of this make.com automation right here. So there's a webhook firing when the call happens and when the call is over. And so if you go down to webhook settings and just copy and paste a custom webhook. So within make.com, you're going to create a custom webhook. So it's going to be, right click, add module, webhooks, and then it's going to be custom webhook. And for that custom webhook, we're going to copy that address of clipboard, and we're going to then paste it within the agent level webhook URL. And so when the call happens, that data will get sent to make.com. And so if I were to go back and just look at successful calls that have happened, and you pull up one of these modules, you can actually see what transpired here. You can see the transcript, for example. You can see the numbers that was called. You can see the cost of the call. You can see an analysis of. So you can get that data from the call, and you're gonna have an Airtable module. And that Airtable module is gonna be based off of what you build in Airtable. And I have a column for transcript, a column for the call summary, and a column for the call recording. Now, something that you want to keep in mind is when passing the data from the webhook to Airtable, you want to have a filter, because what happens is when the call is made, the webhook is triggered. When the call is happening, as in like when the agent starts to speak, a webhook is triggered, the data is sent over, and then once the call is analyzed, that data is also sent over. And so you want data to get sent over after the call is analyzed. So you're gonna set up a filter. You're gonna right click, set up filter, and then the condition is going to be event, which is like the event that's happening. Is it when the call is made? Is it when the call is happening, or is it after the call has been analyzed? So you're gonna hit event, and it's gonna equal to call analyzed. So meaning that once the call is analyzed, and you're gonna literally type that in, call_analyze. Once the call is analyzed, that data will be sent over from the webhook to the, and you're gonna it'll save that. And so that will allow that information to go over into Airtable. And so every time a call happens, and I was just testing it in here, but as you saw in the very beginning, when I call the particular number, the agent will answer and the agent will be able to communicate as your front desk person or your concierge or the role that it's playing. And then the information will automatically get sent into the Airtable database. And so that's on a basic level what how these AI voice agents operate. And I like Retell AI a lot because there's fewer built-in functions that you then have to build out in something like a make.com, which also makes it more liable for things to break. Because as you add on to the agent, when you add on appointment setting, when you add on you add the information to go into other places, then it grows in complexity. And so you want to kind of like have that room in order to kind of build it up. So that is the AI voice. So that is the AI voice agent in a nutshell, using Retell, how to set it up, how to do the system prompts. If you want a prompt guide, I'll have that with how to do the system prompt, how to think about the prompting around it, how to make it sound more human-like, and then future videos want to go deeper into the different aspects of the voice agent and how to kind of build it out and customize it and get it to really be like an employee in your company. So with that, I will see you next time.